Hello and welcome to your water sign year ahead forecast during the 12 days of tarot. Had some requests for specific sign readings during this 12 days of tarot, and because I can't obviously do all of the signs since the 12 days have already started, I'm going to combine all of the signs into their elements and do a energy reading for those collectives. So today we're doing water signs, which is Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. So if that is either your sun, your moon, or your rising sign, this reading could be applicable to you. So feel free to use what you feel is relevant and leave the rest. With general readings like this, it can sometimes be that little nuggets are in there for you and maybe not the whole reading is meant to be for you, but there's still going to be something here within these cards. So today we're working with the Holly Simple Tarot. I'll be using that for the bulk of the reading. And then we'll also do a Total Betty Goddess to kind of guide you through 2021. So this is just a general read for what to expect for the upcoming year. Again, this is water signs, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So if that's your sun, your moon, or your rising, feel free to continue through this video with me. So first up, we have our Total Betty Goddess. And the goddess that we're pulling right now is Hebe. So this goddess is played by Isabella Rossellini in the movie Death Becomes Her. This goddess is the goddess of eternal youth. So we are going to be moving into a year of 2021 where you're returning to some childlike pursuits. Maybe there are some dreams from your childhood that you've put aside in your adulthood that are supposed to be coming back around. There's this nice little spiral staircase visual that I like to use whenever talking about life lessons and encountering the same topics over and over again. And it's that anytime we are encountering a topic, whether it be good or bad, we shouldn't be discouraged by repeating lessons, because ultimately what's happening is we are moving up a spiral staircase. So every time you look over the edge of the spiral staircase, you'll see the same view occasionally, but you'll see it from a higher perspective. So as we move into 2021, there's some sort of childlike passion of yours that you may have left behind thinking that it wasn't for you, and now you have a higher perspective on it and you can see how it fits into your world. So we're gonna move into what's known as a Celtic cross reading for the Holly Simple Tarot, and I will talk you through the cards one at a time after they're laid out. Okay. So we have an underlying circumstance of the Ace of Swords, which means that there's going to be a spark of inspiration that comes to you in regards to this returning to a childhood hobby, a childhood passion. This may be something that you're embarking upon as your career. It may just be something that you're putting back into your free time as something to just perk you up. So think about what you did as a child to have fun and see if you can start to let that be integrated into your life a little bit more, and be on the lookout for that inspiration, because the Ace of Swords indicates that there's gonna be something that occurs that really inspires you to take action on this. So it's not gonna be something that you necessarily have to think really hard for and mull over. Just kind of be aware of the things that you were really passionate about as a kid, and something will be put in your path and you'll be like, oh, that reminds me of that thing that I used to do, and follow that impulse, whatever it is. The overlying circumstance in our year is the Two of Cups. So we do have an element of partnership coming in with this childhood embracing of your passions. And I think that this is, for some of you, it is that you will have a partner in whatever it is that you're going to be doing. So whatever childlike pursuit that you have, you'll find someone else that's just as passionate about that, and you'll be able to do this thing together. Some of you, it'll be that this childlike passion will bring you to this other person, either because you take a class and that person's in the class, or just that the events that unfold as you follow this passion put you in the path of this other person. So just know that there is a union coming about because of this. Just don't pursue the passion to find the love and the union. Just know that it's going to be a happy accident because of you embracing that passion, which isn't that how it always is. When we start to do what we love and we start to just live our life and thoroughly enjoy it, the person that just fits into that world just shows up. And then as we move into the root cause underneath this re-embracing of our passion, this inspiration to follow this childlike passion, we have the Hangman. So the Hangman is telling us that the only way for us to really embrace this new stage of things, this really fun stage of things, like this is a fun spread. We're gonna be doing things that feel really pleasurable and maybe a little bit silly, and maybe like there's not much point, but they're really enjoyable. And just the Hangman is telling us that we have to let go of old ideas. So if, say, you had a craft that you did as a child that you really enjoyed, maybe you painted, and your adult mind might be telling you, you don't need to do that anymore. You weren't gonna make any money at that. It's not serving any purpose that feels adult-like. That's the mindset that you need to let go of. So the Hangman is telling us that we are letting go of some of our limiting beliefs, some of the things that we thought to be true about ourselves, in order to embrace this new passion. And again, I wanna recommend that you go into this passion not expecting it to be a moneymaker or be a part of your livelihood. It may, for a lot of you, turn out that that's how it happens, but it's all gonna be because of happy accidents. So don't go into it with a plan. Let go of the limiting beliefs that you're not allowed to do things childlike in your life, and just dive in and see what happens. See where it leads you. At the very least, you're gonna find this new playmate in this Two of Cups energy, and maybe you'll find a way to make some money at it, or maybe it'll just make your life so much better that your job feels so much easier because you now have this pursuit that you're doing in your free time. It's all about the balance, and you don't have to know going into it where it's headed. So that is what you're letting go of. Let go of that adult mindset that it has to be leading somewhere or you have to know where it's going. Just start. And start because it feels good, and keep doing it because it feels good, and maybe learn more about it because it feels good. Follow what feels good. The goal in mind in this reading is the Son of Pentacles. So the Son of Pentacles is indicating that there is a goal of some sort of financial stability, of being able to find some support, find some security from this pursuit. But again, I want to remind you that that security doesn't necessarily have to come in the form of money. It can come in the form of mental stability. So maybe that's what this is about, finding mental stability through this pursuit that you really enjoy. But stay open. Don't rule out any avenues that could potentially branch off from this. Just let it be fun and see where it heads. The past card is coming in with the Nine of Swords. And the Nine of Swords is saying that there's been a little bit of mental anguish. There's been some anxiety that's keeping you up at night. And that's why this is coming back into your life, because you needed a release. You needed to be able to play and to remember what magic feels like in order to let go of all these worries that have been keeping you up. So just know that this is your release. This is your therapy. So whatever it is that you used to do, like go climb a tree, go make a tree house, go color and dance and do something that felt really good to you as a child, and it's gonna help you release a lot of that anxiety that's been building up the past year. The Future card is coming in with the beautiful Father of Cups. And the Father of Cups indicates that you, through this pursuit, are gonna become an expert at your own love and creativity. The Father of Cups is one of the most romantic cards in the deck. It's one of the most creative and artistic cards in the deck. So definitely if you are thinking of an artistic pursuit that you like to do as a child, this is coming in and saying, just keep doing it for the fun of it, and you're gonna get really good at it. And ultimately, isn't that how we should be doing things? Like, that's gonna be the easiest lesson ever. The easiest way to learn something new is because you just keep enjoying it. Like, find the thing, that Ace of Swords moment that you're looking for is the thing that you're like, ooh, I remember really loving doing that, and I kinda wanna do that again. And just follow it that far. And then as you start to do it again, you'll be like, oh, I wonder if I can Google more about this topic and learn more than I knew when I was a kid. And get a little, not necessarily get better at it, but just know more about it. Follow the impulse to get excited about something. You want to only follow the string that you're really excited to keep pulling along. You don't want to try and force it, and if you try to feel like you're forcing it, it doesn't mean that it's the wrong thing, it just may be the wrong time. It may not be time for you to go Google something, but when that impulse occurs, follow through. Because eventually you're going to come to a point where you really know your own creativity. And because of that, you really know your own heart. Because the beautiful thing is when we tap into our playfulness, when we tap into our creativity, we tap into that feeling of excitement and love within us. Love for something that we're doing. And that pure love for something that we're doing helps us to love the people around us better. So these things are coming to you in 2021. Your energy is coming in with the Eight of Pentacles, which so perfectly balances with the Son of Pentacles and the Father of Cups, because it's saying that your energy is just trying to perfect your craft, trying to be the best at what you're doing in whatever capacity you can. And sometimes that means just trying to have the most fun at what you're doing. And if you're doing something in a way that it feels like you're doing it in like a textbook way, that you need to follow certain rules, and that doesn't feel good to you, this Eight of Pentacles may mean that you kind of make up your own rules as you go along. You find what feels fun and you do it that way. So maybe it's that, you know, you're supposed to color within the lines and you don't, and you decide to do something completely different and you create something beautiful that no one else has created before. And that's how you become this Eight of Pentacles master of your craft energy, because you find your personal way to express this playfulness. And it doesn't have to be the way that people have told you to do it before. And that's the beautiful thing about returning to our childhood pursuits as an adult, is that we're no longer in that place where our safety and our security depends on us following rules. We can now kind of break the rules a little bit and see what feels best for us. And you don't have to kind of have that sort of overarching like leadership of someone else to guide you. You get to guide yourself. The outside world is coming in with a little bit of Five of Cups energy, which is saying that there are going to be some naysayers. There are going to be some people in your life that are like, why are you doing that? That's a kid's activity. Like, you need to be an adult, you need to be a grown-up, and you need to buck up and make some money and stop pursuing these mindless dreams. And that's okay. They can have those opinions, but that doesn't have to be your opinion. So just know that those opinions will be coming in, but if you're doing it right, you're having so much fun that it doesn't matter what anyone else is saying. The next card is about the hopes and fears, and in this card it's the hopes. So the Daughter of Pentacles is the hope. Well, it could be a fear as well. She is an energy of being behind the scenes and really supporting others who might get to step into the limelight. So just know that that could be a hope or a fear, and whichever way it goes, I challenge you to try and like see it from the inverse. So if you are much more of a, I want to be in front of the crowd and I want to be the one that gets all the credit type of person, and your fear is that you have to work behind the scenes, kind of look into that and be like, you know, why am I so ashamed of the idea of doing something that I love and maybe not getting to be in the spotlight? Or if it's the opposite, if you want to be behind the scenes and you're scared to be in the spotlight and you want someone else out there, what would happen if you got the credit for this? If you got to shine for this thing that you're so passionate about? So play around with those concepts. And the final outcome is the Eight of Wands, which means that there is lots of change coming about because of this. And for some of you, it might bring about movement. Usually this is a card of maybe moving like your location, your home. I do see that there is potential here for some of you to make a career move in regards to this. But again, I want you to hold that very loosely, because it's going to ruin the whole thing if you go into it from the beginning trying to figure out how you're going to make money. But for some of you, that's very possible. But for a lot of you, it'll just mean that it moves the energy around inside of you and you find this sort of eternal youthfulness, this feeling of being young again, and finding the fountain of youth is not about not aging externally. It's about not aging internally. And the beautiful thing is that a lot of times when we find someone that has a very young and youthful spirit, that shines through in their appearance. So it does become about the external, but it starts internally. So your 2021 goal, water signs, is to find what makes you feel passionate and what makes that inner child come alive. And again, don't worry about where it's going. Don't worry about the naysayers that are telling you need to be doing something more responsible. Just keep following what feels fun. And when it feels fun to advance or learn more or challenge yourself in this area, do that. If you're comfortable where you are, stay there. But keep striving to keep that inner child alive. I hope that this reading has served you well. If you enjoy having tarot readings based around your sign, my Patreon, patreon.com/Michelle Shea, always has monthly tarot scopes at the first of every month. So I post an individual card for each of the 12 signs for the month ahead. So if you liked knowing what 2021 has in store, imagine if you signed up for the Patreon and you could know what January, February, March, April, May, and so forth has in store for your specific sign as well. If you would like to order the Total Betty Goddess deck, it's available over at michelleshaywalker.com/shop. And like I said, this is the 12 days of tarot. This is day number 3. So join me in the days ahead, wherever you are watching this. Subscribe, like, share, and I will see you again soon.